She stood in the hallway, clutching her worn-out backpack like it was body armor, her camouflage jacket, drawing stares like a spotlight in the dark. Laughter echoed behind her, sharp and cruel. "Nice Halloween costume, soldier girl," someone snorted. Others joined in, grinning as if mocking her was a school sport. But she didn't flinch, didn't speak. She just kept walking, her boots tapping softly against the linoleum, steady and unshaken. Her silence was louder than their voices. Her name was Ellie Harper, and today was Veteran Appreciation Day at Franklin High. Students wore red, white, and blue. Teachers handed out tiny flags. Beauty didn't show up to blend in. She showed up to remember her camo jacket wasn't for attention. It had belonged to her brother, Lance Corporal Ryan Harper. He'd worn it during his last deployment. Ellie hadn't seen him again after that. The jacket still smelled faintly of sand and diesel. It held memories that books never taught, every thread stitched with pride and grief. Ryan was 18 when he left, 19 when he didn't come back. The folded flag still sat on their mother's fireplace mantel like a silent scream. No one at school knew. Ellie never told them. She didn't need to. Grief doesn't always need an audience. She had come to school today to honor him. But the world had other plans. At lunch, the laughter returned, loud public mocking. "Someone tell G.I. Jane this ain't boot camp." A teacher overheard, looked up, then looked away to no one stepped in. She sat alone at the far end of the cafeteria, her brother's name embroidered it above her heart. She traced it with her thumb as she stared down at her untouched tray. Silence again was her armor. But someone else was watching. Coach Dillard, a retired Army Ranger turned gym teacher, had noticed Ellie's shock and the quiet dignity behind her eyes. He made a phone call, just one. The next day was the school's Friday football game. Everyone showed up, students, staff, and half the town. The field buzzed with energy. The marching band tuned up. The cheerleaders did their chants. Ellie stood near the edge of the bleachers alone again, her camo jacket zipped to her chin despite the heat. Then, at exactly 6:45 p.m., the air changed, and a distant hum grew louder. People squinted toward Thesky. The ground began to tremble. It wasn't thunder, that it was a black hawk helicopter. Gasps rippled through the crowd as the massive bird descended, kicking up wind and dust, rattling the bleakers. It landed right in the center off the football field, elegant and thunderous. Doors opened, out stepped the crew in full uniform, their boots crunching against the turf. The crowd went dead silent, and then the commander walked straight toward Ellie without a word. He stopped in front of her and saluted. She blinked, stunned. The whole town watched. Then he handed her something small, heavy, a medal, a commemorative challenge coin engraved with her brother's unit insignia on the back. "For those who stand when silence is easier," she finally spoke, her voice trembling. "How did you know?" The commander simply said. "Your silence spoke louder than anyone else." Behind her, the students who had mocked her now stood frozen. Some looked down, some looked ashamed, none spoke. Coach Dillard stepped forward and announced it into the microphone. "Today we honor aerial hero, not because she fought, but because she remembers." The stadium erupted in applause, but Ellie didn't smile. She simply looked up at the sky, clutching the medal tight. She wasn't wearing camo to stand out. She wore it so he wouldn't be forgotten. From that day on, no one laughed when she walked into class wearing that jacket. In fact, on the following Veterans Day, nearly half the school wore camo in silence, because silent strength doesn't demand attention.